Here are some quick tips to using Google Drawings to make a template. So for example, let's say I want to create a template. We've been studying grade 4 science on waste in our world, and we want to focus the kids on thinking about reducing, reusing, recycling. All right, so what I want to do is create a template here which shows various household items and have kids classify some of those things into what can be reduced, reused, or recycled. All right, so I'm going to first start off with the background. I'm going to insert an image. I'm going to search the web, great location. So I might choose for my background a landfill. Kind of presents a really nice, powerful visual. Let's say I insert. Okay, so I insert a picture. I can now drag it to the corners and make it fit. Alright, so I've got that as my background. Now let's say I want to insert a title here. Now certainly text boxes will work, but word art is also really good. So let's say I want to call it reduce, reuse, recycle. Alright, now we can keep it as that, but I'm going to just change the font. Impact, by the way, if you see internet memes, impact is often used. So if you wanted to use capital letters and impact, it'll look kind of like that meme font, but I'm going to make this white. You could play around with that border, etc., but I'm just going to leave it at this for now. Alright, so what I also want to do is create kind of 3 recycling bins on here, and then maybe start off with a couple of items off to the side which the kids could drag into the appropriate ones, and maybe even think up their own. So I'm going to first put those bins, I'm going to create them out of a shape. And let's see, this one might work well, a trapezoid. Well, it's going to be kind of upside down for what I want to use it for. So let's say I create this. I can just go here and flip it around. Okay, so I'm going to Control C to copy, Control V to paste, and Control V to paste again. And I'll put these side by side by side. You can even see as you're moving stuff around, you have these little guides that kind of guide you to this is where the center is, this is the middle of the page. So those little kind of ruler guides can really help a lot as well. Now I could change these to slightly different colors. Let's say I want this one. I'll just make them slightly different colors. Okay, and I can also actually, here's another neat trick. If you look at the fill color and choose custom, remember in the past we've talked a little bit about how those checkerboard refers to transparency. So I can drag this part way down on the right here and make it semi see-through. Okay, so you can do that if you want on any of these custom. I'm just going to drag it down a little bit. Same thing with this custom. Gonna go a little see-through here. Maybe that's too much. Alright, so I could even add in another text box here, say reduce. I'll make that text a little bit larger. Copy and paste that. Alright. Okay, so I have a few things here. Now I can add insert images. Again, do a search from the web. I can search for things like newspaper. Let's see, I want to find one. There's one that looks kind of like a clip art. Alright, so I've brought that in there. I'm going to now make it a lot smaller. And I'm going to bring it over here. And just place it as different items. So I could do the same with bottles and so on. Now if I wanted to, let's say I wanted to put a link to a good website to learn more about websites for more information. Alright, so let's say go over to my good old friend tolearn.ca. I'm going to go to those student sites. Here's a grades 3 to 6 one. I'm going to go to science, grade 4, waste in our world. Maybe I'll just leave it like this. Let them look from there. I'll just copy that, come over to my template and highlight that. And I can now click my little link button, or I can right click on that and choose link, either way, and put that in there, and it's now a hyperlink in there. So these are the kind of things you can do here in Google Drawings. You'll give it a title: reduce, reuse, recycle. So this is just a very quick example of how you can use Google Drawings to add in a background. Now let's say you had put your title down first, and or you had done all your other stuff and you wanted a background image, and you put your background image in right last, and it covers everything else up. If you right click on this, there are some really handy options here for centering, rotating, but in this case I want to order something. I want to order it, I want to send it to the back. Boom, now it's at the back, all the other things are in front of it. So those are just a couple of examples of things you can do. If you ever need to kind of crop out a certain part of your picture, don't forget you can just double click on any picture, and by dragging in those black handles in any way, you can cut out the parts of the picture that you don't want. Okay, so those are just some examples of some tips in using Google Drawings to make templates.